final stab. Netflix takes legal action against Harry and Meghan, putting an end to Sussex career. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been warned that Netflix will consider pulling the plug on their deal if the two parties cannot reach an agreement on content. Barry Chase, a U.S. television and film lawyer, claimed that Netflix is looking for content that will cause a stir. However, he claimed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex want to produce content that speaks to their particular desire to make a point. Speaking, he alleged that the streaming giant will at some point pull the plug if Harry and Meghan are unable to produce anything that they regard as acceptably likely to cause a stir all on its own with the public. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex announced their deal with Netflix in September 2020, but they are yet to produce any content for the platform. While Mr. Chase said that the lack of content may not be a sign of any distress between the partners, however, he noted that there are always stresses and strains. He said, "I don't think the lack of product so far is indicative of any distress. But there are always stresses and strains here. Harry and Meghan want to do something that speaks to their particular desire to make a point, and Netflix may not feel that that's something that's going to sell very well. Because they are interested ultimately in the financial benefit they can get out of this association. But not short-term, because they are a deep pocket." The exact details of the deal have not been disclosed, but several reports have suggested it could be worth in excess of $100 million, £72 million. Their deal with Netflix came in the wake of their decision to step back from their roles as senior members of the royal family in March 2020. Announcing their deal with the streaming platform, the couple said, "Our lives, both independent of each other, and as a couple, have allowed us to understand the power of the human spirit, of courage, resilience, and the need for connection. Through our work with diverse communities and their environments, to shining a light on people and causes around the world, our focus will be on creating content that informs but also gives hope. As new parents, making inspirational family programming is also important to us, as is powerful storytelling through a truthful and relatable lens. We are pleased to work with Ted and the team at Netflix, whose unprecedented reach will help us share impactful content that unlocks action." The couple also signed a major deal with Spotify, worth £18 million. They have since produced just one 35-minute podcast episode. Royally kind. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have always been proponents of helping their fellow man. Charity has played a huge part in their relationship, both while they were senior members of the British royal family and since they announced their decision to step back in January 2020. Harry organised the first ever Invictus Games in 2014, 2 years before he and the Suit Salam met, with the goal of raising money to support wounded, injured or sick veterans while also allowing them to compete in various Paralympic-style sporting events. In addition to raising funds, the Duke of Sussex hoped the Games would inspire veterans and non-veterans alike as it did him. He continued to run the charity with Markle by his side while they were dating and after their 2018 wedding. The 2020 Invictus Games were postponed due to COVID-19, but the Duke said during a May webinar that the spirit of the Games was alive and well. "We've obviously not in The Hague, but I'm so pleased we have been able to organize this virtual gathering when the Games would have taken place themselves," he said. "This conversation is all about sharing the Invictus spirit, and it is even more relevant now as we are having to address new challenges and adapt our lives." The couple even made their wedding day about charity, selecting 7 organizations to give back to simply because they represent a range of issues that they are passionate about, according to the royal family's website. Those charities included the Children's HIV Association, Shiva, Crisis, Mina Mahila Foundation, Scotty's Little Soldiers, Street Games, Surfers Against Sewage and the Wilderness Foundation UK.